Hello and welcome to my channel, Spirit Aboard. To my new viewers, I am glad you are here, and to my subscribers, I thank you for your support. Today, in our Bible story, we are going to see how God's majestic power is seen in how He defends His children and brings the dead back to life. Let's hear this incredible intervention. So, viewers, these are the two miracles, last miracles that Elisha was used by God to perform. This story, we're going to read from 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 8 to 23. This is where the Israelites were being fought by the Assyrians, and God fought for them. So I'll read first. The king of Syria was at war with Israel. He consulted his officers and chose a place to set up his camp. But Elisha sent word to the king of Israel, warning him not to go to that place, because the Syrians were waiting in ambush there. So the king of Israel warned the people who lived in that place, and they were on guard. This happened several times. The Syrian king became greatly upset over this. He called in his officers and asked them, "Which one of you is on the side of the king of Israel?" One of them answered, "No one, your majesty." The prophet Elisha tells the king of Israel what to say even in the privacy of your own room. "Find out where he is," the king ordered, "and I will capture him." When he was told that Elijah was in Dothan, he sent a large force there with horses and chariots. They reached the town at night and surrounded it. Early the next morning, Elisha's servant got up, went out of the house, and saw the Syrian troops with their horses and chariots surrounding the town. He went back to Elisha, exclaimed, "We are doomed. Sir, what shall we do?" "Don't be afraid," Elisha answered. "We have more on our side than they have on theirs." Then he prayed, "O Lord, open his eyes and let him see." The Lord answered his prayer, and Elisha's servant looked up and saw the hillside covered with horses and chariots of fire all around Elisha. When the Syrians attacked, Elisha prayed, "O Lord, strike these people, these men, blind." Then Elisha went and said, "You are on the wrong road. This is not the town you are looking for. Follow me and I will lead you to the man you are looking after." And he led them to Samaria. It is funny because they were all blind. So they were blind leading the blind. As soon as they had entered the city, Elisha prayed, "Open their eyes, Lord, and let them see." The Lord answered his prayer. He restored their sight, and they saw that they were inside Samaria, that is their enemy's camp. Israel was their enemy. When the king of Israel saw the Syrians, he asked Elijah, "Shall I kill them, sir?" "Shall I kill them?" "No," he answered. "Not even soldiers who have had captured in combat would you put to death? Give them something to eat and drink, and let them return to their king. So the king of Israel provided a great feast for them. And after they had eaten and drunk, he sent them back to the king of Syria. From then on, the Syrians stopped raiding the land of Israel. Just a picture of this story is that the army came to fight. And when they came to fight, actually God did not kill them. He made them blind. And after being made blind, they went for a feast. After the feast, they were taken back home. You can say that God was merciful. And by just making them blind, really showed how God is powerful. Now the next story marks the end of Elisha's life, which comes from 2 Kings 13:14-25. Here, Elisha was talking, I'll just give you a small background. Elisha was talking with the king of Samaria, and he was telling him that he should be able to defend his country, that God will use him to defend the country. Because you can read all. It begins from 14. I'll start reading from 20. It's just a short portion of Elisha. So Elisha died and was buried. Every year, bands of Moabites used to invade the land of Israel. Once during a funeral, one of those bands was seen, and the people threw the corpse into Elijah's tomb and ran off. As soon as the body came into contact with Elisha's bones, the man came back to life and stood up. Amen. That's a miracle. The last miracle. Even in his death, the Lord used him. Amen. Some closing thoughts about the story of Elisha. We see that in these stories, we can see God is all powerful. He can defeat mighty armies. And he also has armies. The second thing is that he brings life where there is none. Just as he fought for his children and revived the dead body, he's still working even today. He's still working miracles even today. And no situation is too big for our God. And I call you to action. Do you trust that God can fight your battles today? Do you believe that He can bring everything that is dead, He can restore back to life? Take a moment and reflect about the story and also in your life. Please, you can share this message with the person that you know who will need it. And for now, thank you. And know that God is still the same today, yesterday, and forever. Amen.